Hi, you guys. Welcome back to You Can't Clip My Wings Talk Show. Okay, so I am sitting here and I'm trying to see what I see in my mirror. There we go. Oh, I see it all. Okay, so welcome. And as you can see in our description box, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Not a lot of things, but some things pertaining to getting ourselves together. We're almost over this month. Yay! I don't know if I want to say yay, I'm ready for 2026, but I'm going to say it anyway. Yay, I'm ready for 2026. So, we're going to talk about little things that we're going to be doing or we can do to get ourselves ready for 2026. Um, and we're going to also, yeah, don't mind me what I'm here doing right now. I am repairing my nails um, at the same time that I'm talking to you guys, right? So we're gonna get deep into that. We're gonna talk about things that we can do to prepare ourselves for next year. Remember, we already talked about the friendship checklist, and we're gonna. I don't want to get into relationship situations because I know everybody ain't ready to leave their man and their situations. If it's working for you and you like all the drama and the toxicity in the relationship, hey, go for it. Okay, I'm just saying, go for it. But I'm gonna say this about that: life is too short. I'm just saying, and I know that's a saying we always say all the time. Life is too short. All that unnecessary drama that we seem to take ourselves through for love, um, either you need to do some changing or that person you're dealing with needs to do some changing. That's how I look at it. If it's not necessary to go through all of that, why do it? And It's up to you. I can't look. I am not about to sit here and tell you leave your man. Um, I'm not going to sit here and tell any woman to leave their man. No one has ever told me to do that, despite whatever I was going through in my relationship. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. But if you want peace, I mean, I don't want to say but, and if you want peace in your life, and that seems to be where your peace is missing, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Certain things to look at in your life. We talked about the friendship thing, right? We realized that some people just we can't be complacent, and we don't want to have to compromise our friendships. I mean, our ourselves, just so that we can say we want to keep this friendship going when the friendship is not working. You see what I'm saying? That's just something we got to look at. Okay, I'm just gonna put that there. So let's talk about getting ourselves together. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. Doesn't necessarily mean journal prompt questions, but there is going to be some questions I'm going to be asking you, and I am going to be expecting some answers. Um, you know me, I have to talk regardless, and I have to use my experience in life in order to get that right. But I am going to be giving you some journal prompts. You guys didn't let me know whether those were the same journal prompts from last week. If it was, that's fine. We already got them twice, right? So we're going to talk a little bit different on those journal prompts and give you some new ones to work with. And I might be able to, I don't think, see, this only thing I can't do over here is the same thing I can do on Zoom and what I can do over on StreamYard, which is another platform I use. I can't pull up my screen, share the screen. I don't think I have that capabilities on this platform. I kind of asked the question, but I don't think I got a clear answer on what they thought I was talking about picture on picture. And no, that wasn't what I was talking about. Picture on picture and doing the screen share is two different things. And unless I just don't know how to do it, because I really wanted to share some stuff with you guys, and it's just hard over here to do that. But anyway, so we're going to get deep into that. We're going to talk a little bit more. I'm going to, I'm going to have to promote my stuff, right? I'm going to be promoting. I already changed the prices of our journals and our dresses. I think I changed the prices. The dresses are going to stay the same price. It's only if you buy it in the bundle, which is the $89 bundle. That's the dress, the affirmation card, the 1 ounce jar of cleanser, the hydrating cleanser for the face. All of that comes together, and that is our $89 December bundle. We also have the digital download bundle that's running right now too for our December. You can either you can go over on You Can't Clip My Wings and go to shop or shop ritual page and catch that sale. I am going to be creating I'm working on creating a landing page, because I could have been done that and I didn't do it. So that we can just go straight to the landing page instead of sending you all the way around the block to look for everything on the website. But that is a way for you guys to check out my website too. So keep that in mind, right? Okay. So, as you guys know who I am. Hello, Miss Dixon. You already know who I am. I don't have to tell you who I am. I went back and I was looking at the mailing instructions and shipping instructions on on the wrap dresses when you order them. Come to find out, um, it gave me dates where there will be maybe over a week, because my stuff comes back about a week, maybe a little bit over a week when I order my dresses. So, and I ordered them 4 to 5 at a time. So if I put in an order, it has to be about 4 or 5 of them at one time. Now, what it basically told me, and I'm glad I went back and read it again, because sometimes when you read stuff in a hurry, you don't catch it. It was basically telling me from November 20th to December 20th, there is going to be a high peak, right? So people are trying to get their stuff in, which means that it's going to be more than a week that you would get it back. No, he said, from what I was reading, she said within 2 weeks, they'll have your order out, okay? Because that is the peak season. And at first, I didn't understand what she was saying when she said that, but I understand that. And there might be a slight height on shipping and handling because of the tariffs. Okay, as you know, you guys, the tariffs have really hit a lot of the companies. Even companies I used to work with a long time ago have been hit real hard with this tariff. So I'm really kind of shopping around, because I not only do this, I do other things too that I use different companies for. And so I'm kind of looking and seeing it. It's like it's doing these small businesses and stuff and doing all this stuff. It can take a toll on the pockets, right? But if you know you have a good product and people are recommending that product and they're purchasing that product, you have to do your best to make sure they get it. So so that's what I'm dealing with now, is just trying to make sure everything can kind of stay where I'm not putting a burden on my customers. So I'm right there. That's where I'm at with that. So let us get started. Like last, I think was that Wednesday was our, Wednesday, we talked about community. And I wound up using that same segment on my other show that I do on AOC, on my television show called the Empower Her talk show. So I wound up using that same information over there, which was great. It worked perfectly for me. Okay. So let us go ahead and get started. Today is the 13th, right? So we're going to talk about uh, getting ourselves together, getting prepped for the new year coming in, right? For 2026 and the different things that we can do. Um, and I I won't say I won't keep you lingering in here, but we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to be a little bit in depth on that because it is going to take, especially when we have been neglecting ourselves. So we're going to almost have to start off fresh. Can I say it that way? We're going to almost have to start off fresh and making things work for us. Right? I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't you dare do what you did. You guys remember how I told you I'm very clumsy, right? I do not, I try, like I said, I try to be as authentic on here as I can, right? I told you I was very, 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 not very, very, but I'm kind of a clumsy, right? So when we were doing the last show, did y'all see where I touched my stand where I keep my phone at? And for some reason, it flipped over and knocked the camera this way. I told you guys, I'm being for real. Like, golly, she that. Let me tell y'all something. I am not perfect. I probably do a lot of things that, like, ooh, did she really say that? Did she really do that? I'm that type of person. But I am going to always be me. I mean, look, take it or leave it. That's how I look at it. Take it or leave it. This is who I am. Okay? This is just who I am. I can't be nobody else. And I can pretend like, oh my God, her life is this and her life is that. No, you guys, I'm a normal, regular person that has been gifted with the gift of gab and overthinking and overanalyzing crap stuff all day long. And then I share it with you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very passionate and very serious about the stuff that I talk about, no matter what it is, what issues it is, whatever. I'm no expert, okay? And they say you shouldn't say that. If you've been doing something for a long time, you are an expert, okay? If you've done, I think they said if you've done over 1,000 or 10,000 hours of a certain thing throughout your lifetime, you are considered an expert. So I just want to let you know, okay? I guess I'm an expert, I guess. But and I'm not the only one. There's several people doing the same thing I do, right? So it's not like I shouldn't look. Let me tell y'all something. Lesson number one. Lesson number one. Take this. Take this. Lesson number one. Do not downplay your gifts. I have a very bad habit of doing that. And again, that's me. That's not nobody else. I'm not saying this is someone else's experience. I'm saying for me, I have a very bad habit of downplaying the things that I know and the things that I share and the things I can do. I downplay them all the time. I just don't want anybody to think that I'm sitting on this high horse and I'm thinking I'm this savior or this thing that you need to bow down to me because I know this and I know that. No, I'm not that person. That is that's far from me. I'll be messing up left and right. Okay. I'm here to give you the information. If you want it, you use it. If you don't, that's fine. I'm just here. Okay. I'm just here to give you the information. Okay. So let's talk about, and this is also this day, this Saturday. Um, this is also transparency, right? Because we're going into the new year and we want to release all this crazy stuff that we've been going through, right? And the only way that we can do that is if we be, you don't have to be transparent to me, right? I'm being it to you guys because I'm being transparent to you guys because it's important that I do so that you don't want to feel like you're wasting your time even dealing with me. Even though we know the social media streets have a lot of people who are fake, right? Right? And we get used to that. We get fascinated by all this glamour and glitz and all this that people show you. But you guys don't know what happens behind the scenes, right? We're not familiar with what goes on behind the scenes. And everybody doesn't show what goes on behind the scenes, right? So we get so caught up in, oh my God, that looked nice. Look where they live at. Look what they got. Oh my God. We get so caught up in that. And we want it, right? We want to have what they got. I want to live here. I want to do this. I want to have this. And we go through life, right? Neglecting ourselves because we're in this fast pace of trying to keep up with everybody else and compete with everybody else, right? In social media streets. And that can hurt us mentally, emotionally. It can hurt us because we're looking at things this way when reality is just like that, right? We see it in a whole different light when everything comes out. Everybody is not living this glamorous life, y'all. I'm just saying, and I want you guys to understand that so that you do not get caught up in that. Okay? It's good to watch. Excuse me. I watch a lot of videos, right? But I also notice too on some videos, I can see a lot of people are very transparent. Where, whatever the situation they are very transparent in that. They show you how they're living and all that if they're in that position to be able to do that. You see everything about them. But other people, they make it look like they, live a certain way and they really don't. They really don't. And that's why I say it's important that you know yourself, right? You know yourself. You know who you are and what you're doing, right? And you don't have to be fake with anybody. But you can limit the stuff people need to know about you. If you feel uncomfortable that people don't need to know those certain things about you, then you don't have to share those things with them, right? Okay? So I just told you guys when I was putting on my nails. I don't go to a beauty salon. You know why? Because I have in my closet, I have a whole beauty kit. I mean, I have a whole nail thing. I literally was the designing nails. So I don't need to do that. I buy stuff in bulk. And then I make stuff in bulk. So I have plenty of nails to put on. And it saves me money because I don't have to go nowhere and get my nails done. Being transparent. These are press on nails, but I don't press on them. I mean, I don't press my glue them on. And they actually last a long time. These just came off yesterday, and these nails I think been on for about 2 weeks now. See, that's what I'm saying. When you see me coming in, you see this table shake. Most time, I'm probably doing this, probably using my what's the name buffer, doing my nails. Oh, they're nails. And if I want to flip them off while we're on here and redo them, I'm gonna do that because I'm not trying to be fake. I'm showing you that I'm using those kind of nails. Just like when I talk about the jewelry. Last night we were on air on the Cameron B. Frank show. You guys, let me show you what I did last night while we were on there. I'm going to show you what I did last night because I am that type of person. So, last night while we were on air, I made a pair of earrings, okay? And I made a bracelet. I don't know if you can see that. That's what I did last night while we were on air. I'm just saying. And I'm not telling you that to brag about, oh, look what she could do. No, I'm telling you that I'm being honest. That's what I do. Okay? It was relaxing. The conversation was great. So I made something. A pair of earrings. I knew you was gonna fall. I didn't put you up there yet. So I'm just saying, I don't have anything to try to hide from nobody. That's what I did. I I guess maybe you know what too. I have to learn too. Sometimes they say you can over um, tell things about what's going on in your life, but I'm not going to do that. Like you can over explain yourself, and then they say that is a sign of you wanting to connect. No, I just want to be honest. I just want to try to be as honest as I can about me. Because it don't, I mean, come on. Come on, yeah. And some of you already talked to me on Kim Louis Frank show. Y'all already know how I am. So it's not like I'm coming over here being this whole different person. Well, I am because this is a whole different ball game over here because I am directing this to women. It's not over on my other platforms is not well, the Empower Her talk show is for women. This show is for women. My Can We Be excuse me, most of the time on Can We Be Frank, we're not talking women, we're talking everybody. So it's like a whole different genre, and the audience is a little bit different. But over here, this is us. So there is many facets which you can definitely bask in, many facets of yourself. Okay, don't keep and think. Don't do not think you only can be this one little person. No, you can be anybody you want. Not only on social media, but period. You can be a multifaceted person. You can be a multi-talented person. You don't have to be stuck to one thing. And I'm telling you guys, for me, that would bore me to death to just do one thing. I would be bored out of my mind. Well, that's also because maybe because I have a little bit of ADHD. So that would bore me to death to just do one thing. Y'all have no idea behind the scenes the different things I'll be doing when I'm when there's no camera on. Right? I do a little bit of everything because I can. There's nothing holding me back. I'm not on nobody's schedule but my own. Okay? So, this is not about me. I just want to over explain, which I shouldn't, over explain why I think we should be comfortable when you come in this atmosphere. When you come over here to the show, you should be very much so comfortable chilling out and learning some things. So, I want to start by saying I already said it's time for us to get ourselves together, right? So let's talk about the new era, and I'm going to ask some questions. This is not journal prompts. I'm going to ask some questions, and I want you to respond, and I'm going to respond too. Maybe I'll start it off, and then you can go forward. Okay. So one of the questions is, how do you look? One of the questions is, how do you look? How do you look to yourself? Maybe I should say it like that. How do you look? Okay. Um, and if you want to take it to the where you're elaborating on how do you look, and you're saying, well, what do they mean by how do you look? How do you look? I guess it would be your outside. How do you see yourself? I guess that would be another way you can look at it. So when you say, how do you see yourself? Is that from the inside and outside, or maybe it's external and internal, right? How do you look? How do you feel about yourself? Another question is, what brings you true joy? What makes you happy? Making other people happy, um, teaching other people, um, helping other people to be better people. What makes you happy? Now, to me, those things I just named would be for me. That's what makes me happy, being able to help other people, to open up their mindset. Okay. Um, um, Being able to encourage people. So to me, that's important. That's how I see that, right? Um, how do I look? I want to answer that. And I want to answer from the standpoint of inside and outside. How do I look outside with makeup on? I look all right. With makeup off, I could use some work. I'm just going to say I could use some work. I can't help I got fat cheeks, but all this I could probably look. I probably could use to get some of that off. And you guys have seen my middle, my fupa. Is that what they call it, fupas? So I could use some work on the outside, right? Um, let's see. What else? That's probably what it is for me. For me, that's for me. That's how I look. In the inside, how do I look in the inside, internally, spiritually, mentally, and emotional? I could work on some things. I could work on some things. I can honestly say to you, I can work on some things. Okay. I can work on my self-esteem. I can work on encouraging myself more, right? I can work on my motivation more. Yeah. I can work on my aspirations, my dreams. I can work on all those things. Those are all things that I can work on. My attitude in certain situations, I can work on that. Okay. Those are the things I know I can work on. And I can admit that I can work on. Right. The next question is, who do I want around me? What type of people? What type of people do you want around you come 2026? We talked about that, right? What's your friendship list looking at? What's the do's and don'ts on your friendship list? What are the characteristics of what you consider a friend? Hmm. I want people around me who are inspiring, not only to me, but I want them to be able to inspire others, right? I want someone who's like minded in the sense that they're trying to do the same thing that I'm doing as far as being positive, doing things that's going to help them be better people, because this could be a working, uh, we both working on some of the similar things about ourselves to encourage each other, right? So you want that person who has the encouraging spirit. You want that person around you who can tell you, look, I don't think you should have done that. Now, whether you would listen to them or not, at least they were that type of person that was encouraging you to say, to say to you, maybe you need to look at that a little differently, right? You don't want anybody that's around you that's needy, okay? Because let me tell you, a needy person will zap all your energy, will take up your energy and your time, right? So you need someone who's sure of themselves, just like you're sort of short of yourself. Okay, I'm saying sort of because we go through those ups and downs with that. So you want somebody around you that's encouraging and motivating, just like you. We go through this. I'm going to lose weight. So you have a gym partner, right? Somebody who's trying to do the same thing you're doing, right? Something in mind. Well, I'm going to watch what I eat. I'm going to do this. Let's go skateboarding together. Let's go running together. You want that type of person when it comes to exercise. I'm just using exercise as an example. Um, you don't want anybody that's going to hinder you from wherever you're going and what you're doing for yourself, your goals, right? You don't want anybody who's carrying with them So much unnecessary baggage, right? Everywhere you go is something. You don't want those type of people around you. In 2026, it's got to make sense. Okay? I'm gonna have to hashtag that. In 2026, it has to make sense. You don't need those type of people around you. If you have them in your life now, please take time out and remove them when you get an opportunity to. Okay? And do not feel like you always have to have somebody around you, because I'm telling you, you don't. You don't. You don't always have to have a crowd unless you're that type of person who likes to draw crowds, and everywhere you go, you got to have everybody knowing you and all that. If that's you, fine and dandy. When you're doing this, when you're rebuilding yourself and trying to come back from what you've been through, that is not necessary. Because right now, you're focusing on yourself, not the people around you. You don't need a circus. You need to be focusing on what's going to be better for you. Another one, what are my financial goals? Do you have for my financial goals? Okay. Do you have goals that you want to see happen this year? And what are you doing to get them together? Say there's a specific bill you want to pay off. You've been having this bill for a second, right? And you want to pay off. So could that be a goal of yours to pay that one bill off, or maybe two bills off? So when 2026 goes in, when comes in, that is one of the financial goals. I want to pay this off. Say you have an opportunity to pay off a car if you have a car note. Okay. So before the end of 2026, my car is going to be paid for, and I'm paying it off early. So, what are the things are you going to do? This is when you start looking at the action behind the things that you're trying to do. What are you going to put in place? What are the tools and resources that you're going to put in place in order for you to be able to pay off that car? Get a side hustle, get an extra job. What are the things that you're going to put in place, right? To make sure that you can probably double up on your payments, or whatever it is that you need to do to get to that goal by the end of 2026. Or maybe by the next 6 months, whatever goal you have for financial, right? We talk about saving money. Say, for instance, okay, my goal this year is to save $1,000. Okay. To you, that, I mean, that might be small, but to lots of people, that's a lot of money. Okay. So how are you going to do that? I'm going to put away $5, $10 a week. Okay. In 10 weeks, you could have $1,000. Did I try? No. Yeah. In 10 weeks. Look, y'all, my math is terrible. Let me see. Oh, yeah. No. Mm-mm. Let me take that back. In 20 weeks, if at $10, yeah, $10 a week in 20 weeks, you could have $1,000. So what does 20 weeks add up to? 5 months. If you put away $10 a week in 5 months, you'll have $1,000, right? Now you could take that $1,000 and put it toward paying that car note just by saving. Something simple as that. And if you can't do 10, that's all right. Do 5. That's a financial goal. I want to get my car paid off. I don't want to keep holding on, paying this money for a car note when I can just start doing something simple to pay that sucker off, right? Okay. So that's a financial goal. That's just one financial goal. Okay. It says goals, um, but we're not talking goals. I'm saying one goal at a time. Okay. And if you want to add some more goals on, you can as you go, right? Um, the next one is, what is your biggest passion? What do you want to do? What is it that you love doing, and what is your biggest passion? Okay. Um, One could be, for example, starting a nonprofit organization for at-risk kids. I have a passion to work with at-risk kids because I feel that there's a lot of things that they can do that they don't realize they can do. And if we can distract them from doing the bad things, and then all the good things can start to show. But we have to get them there, right? So why not start a nonprofit organization for at-risk kids? That's just one thing, right? For example, say you love dogs. You can start a nonprofit organization dealing with pets or dogs. It could be anything if that's what you want. Say you have a passion for writing. Take time out and put your book together. Say you have a passion for senior citizens. You want to see them as they get older to have the attention that they're normally not getting. Neglected senior citizens or something like that. You could start something working with senior citizens. That could be a passion of yours. But you have to recognize your passion, right? You have to be able to recognize that. Okay, so let's see. So let's talk about something that's real close and what's now. How is your ideal day set up? How do you see your ideal day? What would be your ideal day? Getting up in the morning, doing your morning rituals, um, your facial work. We're using our hydrating facial cleanser, using our hyaluronic acid. Um, See how I did that? Of facial cream, right? And then putting on your makeup, getting yourself together. Um, and if it's a day that you don't have to go to work, right? Would that be a day of you sitting down, sipping coffee or tea, maybe watching your favorite show, reading a good book, right? Um, just anything that you love doing, right? Or just, some people probably ideal day is just to lay in the bed all day and just get some good sleep, right? Okay, so let's envision that as an ideal day, just laying around. Don't care, still have my jammies on, my bonnet on, just sitting around enjoying the day, snacking, you know, healthy, okay, because we're talking, right, healthy, snacking healthy, right? Maybe scrolling through your phone or getting on your computer, looking at some things, shopping, maybe even going shopping online, right? That would be your ideal day, right? That's just an example. Not saying that's what you're going to do. Okay. Next one is, let's talk about values that guide our decisions in our lives. Okay. What are our values that would guide our decisions? What do you believe in that will help you make a major decision in your life? Okay. So when we talk about values, and I don't know if I talked about values on here. I might have talked about value over on my other platform. But let's talk about values. And do they help you make decisions in your life? We talked about, for instance, we talked about you starting a nonprofit for at-risk kids. What values do you hold on to make that decision if that was what you wanted to do? What values would you consider that will gear you, that will help you make that decision on starting a nonprofit? Hmm? And also, when you say values, you can always say commitments. What are your commitments to yourself or to others? And how is that when it comes to your values, what you believe in? What is that? How does that look? I guess I want to say it like that. How does that look for you? So let me see for an example when we say, what are your values that help you make decisions, what you believe in, my values. To be, okay, so let's use the word integrity. In order for me to say that I want to work with at risk kids, they have to be able to trust me, right? So, one of my things I would have, what I would consider a value to me, is being able to be a trustful person, a trustworthy person, right? Um, and I want them to value that in me so that when we go forward to with any programs, anything I do, they can trust me because that's what I need to, because that's what instill in myself is to have values. I mean, to instill in myself to have trust, right? And that's what I need to show to you. Trust. You can trust me enough that I am going to do what I said I was going to do with these children, right? To help them be better, um, to be better young adults, right? Okay. So let's go here. Let's see here. Um, what inspires and motivates you? What inspires and motivate you? Now, before I should have told you what I'm doing here. Okay. So what we're doing is we're working on getting our lives together, right? We're coming up out of all this chaotic stuff that's going on. And now we're going to try to refocus on ourselves. So, what this is called a new era plan. The things, these questions are preparing ourselves for this new era we're about to go into, which basically is 2026. So, these are the questions we want asked and answered from ourselves so that we can, again, plan accordingly, right? For our forward walking, our forward movement and where we're going in this society, we're going in our lives, right? In our lives first and then society, right? So this question says here is what inspires and motivates you? What gets you up every day? Could it be just life itself? Hmm? Does it have to be any specific thing? But it has to be specific for you, okay? Um, you have to figure out what inspires you every day to get up, go to work, and make somebody's day, right? So could that be the thing that motivates you? Um, could it be that, um, and it depends on the job that you're in, because some of us don't even have to deal with people, right? We have jobs where we're not even dealing with people. But it might not even just be your job. It could be just what you do on the outside, right? It could be helping your neighbor, right? Again, when I said earlier about one of the examples was opening a organization, a nonprofit organization dealing with seniors. Maybe you have a couple of seniors on your block, and what motivates you is helping them, right? Probably go vacuum their floors, kind of clean up for them. Anything that might be your motivation. It could be the most simplest things to motivate you. It doesn't have to be nothing fancy, you know. Take them to the grocery store, help them make out a grocery list, right? Help them know what to buy when it comes to their personal items, if it's women, right? Um, and not to say that they don't have kids or anything, you're just helping because they're in your neighborhood, right? You go check on them. Does that motivate you, right? And seeing them smile, that might be a way of making you happy by seeing them smile, and that keeps you going. Because you believe it or not, there are a lot more people that's in the age of 70 and older, or 60 and over, 65 and older, that don't have anybody. And they live their outer years, their later years alone. And so they don't have that. And you've noticed that. And you've probably even studied it, right? And you've paid attention to a lot of the people in your neighborhoods that probably don't have anybody. And you try to help out as much as you can. Does that motivate you? Does that inspire you? You know, that's just something to think about. Okay, so the next one is, let's see here. Oh, this is a crazy question, or a little. What time do you usually go to bed? Do you go to bed at an appropriate time for you? Do you go to bed? And this, I'm not trying to get personal with you guys. These are just questions. Because again, remember, we are planning for our new era. We are trying to get our stuff together, right? I know, y'all, I'm guilty. I do not, I am a night owl. I don't know why, but I don't go to bed when everybody else do. Every now and then, when I'm really, really tired, I will lay down probably no later than 10 o'clock. But majority of the time, my husband will tell you, I'm in here to about 1 and 2 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. I don't know if it's insomnia because I'm on some medication for my sleep. I am. But sometimes I just can't go to sleep. And it's like it's a whole full day. So my day is actually my night. And my sometimes my night is actually my days. So it's like a little baby. I'm getting my days and nights mixed up. But no, I'm more creative. A person like me, and there's a lot of people like me out there. I found that out. I am not alone. That more people who are very creative, they work better at night than they do during the daytime. And I embrace that so good because I love it. There's no noise. The dog's asleep. I don't get no interruption of barking. My husband, I don't hear football on the television in the living room. So I get this peaceful time. Everybody's knocked out. Everybody's asleep. And to me, that's wonderful. I love that. I'm like, yes, I can get this done. So I don't have no disturbances, right? So I'm more of a night owl. And that the quietness gives me create that fuels my creativity for me. Okay. And y'all know through the week, if you watch any of our shows, sometimes we don't get off our show to 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. And I don't just go to bed after I get off air, right? I'm not sleepy. I'm starting to do something. Okay, let me go do this right over here. Now that I've done that, right? So let's see. That's the question about your bed. What are my top priorities in life? Oh, that's a good one. What are when I say my, it's my on here, but I'm talking to you guys. So, what is your top priorities in your life? Some people say raising my family and just being a good mother, just being a good grandmother, going to church. Those are the top priorities in my life. But do you ever feel like it's so much more to life than just doing those things? Now, I am not knocking y'all. Okay, let me say this again. I am not knocking y'all. But to me, I would find that very boring. Oh, okay. Just hear me out. I just told you guys my brain doesn't work on certain things. My brain is all over the place. So doing those very things would bore me to death. I'm sorry. I got to be doing something. I got to be creating. And not to say that you can't be creative. I'm just saying I think you should be able to explore your options to do other things that you might find fun. Yeah? Explore. Don't just stick to one thing. Do other stuff. Get around. You know? I'm just saying. And like I said, I'm just saying for me, not I'm not saying, oh my God, she's saying what we do all the time is wrong and it's not nice. No, I'm saying for me because my brain doesn't work on those levers. They don't. I'm sitting here now, we're doing this. Y'all have no idea. what's going on in his head right now. I'm already thinking about something else I'm about to do when we finish with this show. Cause that's my brain. I'm just saying. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me be honest with you guys. According to my doctor, I have been diagnosed with adult ADHD. Okay. That's not a HIPAA violation. That's my business. I can tell you that. So I can't sit still and just do one thing and just concentrate all the time on that one thing. I got to be doing stuff. I got my brain right now, like I said, is gone. It's already doing something else. Okay. So that's just me. Okay. So the next one is, and you know what? Your top priorities can be a lot of things. Okay? It says priorities. So you can have more than one thing that you like to do. And I don't want y'all to think that, you know, being a wife is all right for me. Being a mother is all right for me, but it ain't me. I mean, it ain't all of me. I got so many other things I can do. So I kind of fall in that. I don't have any grandchildren because my son don't have any kids. So, and if you guys paid attention to me on Facebook the other day, I made a little joke. I don't know why it came to my head about that, but I said, and I was talking to my son, I said, I'm not keeping no grandchildren overnight, and nobody's going to Disney World, Disneyland, period. And that's just like my ongoing joke with my son about grandchildren. So he tried to get me back, and he said that I can't. We go visit him. He says to me, "You're not staying." He said, "When my husband go back, you going back with him?" Because I always say to him, "When you bring your kids, you visit your kids going back with you." So he was trying to get me back for what I said. I know what he was doing. But we were laughing about that because I always say that to him. When your kids come, you need to leave. When they leave, you need to don't leave a blanket, don't leave nothing behind. You take everything with them, so there's no need for you to come back. And so we do this ongoing joke we have. But no, I was saying I'm saying that because I'm just saying that I have to be doing. I do too much. I do too many things. So my grandkids, I don't know. I'm not. Look, I'm not ready for that yet. Um, okay. The next one is, do I have any specific food habits? Do you have any specific food habits? Hmm. My weak spot is fried potatoes. That's my weak spot. I don't know what yours is. Miss Dixon, what's your weak spot when it comes to food? Yeah, I think that's like really like the thing that's a big thing for me is fried potatoes. I don't have a favorite, not anymore. And let me tell y'all something. If anybody's on here that's younger than 40, and if it's anybody watching that's older than 40, what you're going to do is you're going to realize that your taste buds are going to change. I think I realized my taste buds changed for things right in my late 50s. That's when I realized that the things that I used to eat, salads, gotcha. Awesome, awesome. Um, when I got, as I got older, I was telling my husband, it's like food might look good to me, but to actually have a taste for it, I don't have a taste for things anymore. Raw salad, no seasoning, no dressing. I love it raw. Okay, okay, awesome, Miss Dixon. I like salads too, but it's not one of my favorite things to eat. My weak spot is that doggone them fried potatoes. I fry me up some potatoes in a heartbeat, and I like them real golden. Put a little lemon peppers on it. I'm good. I don't need no ketchup, no none of that. I can eat them just like that. But I can't eat them all, right? I can fix a bowl, and I don't eat them all the time. It's not something I eat all the time. Just every now and then I get a taste for them. Because again, my taste buds are not the same anymore. And I always have to put some back in the refrigerator. I always have to cover them up and put them back in the refrigerator. And I can eat them later. I can't eat the whole thing all at one time. I just can't. Um, I can't eat a lot of things I used to could eat massively. I can't eat it no more. I have to like portion my stuff out now. And the taste, once I get that taste in, it's gone. And then hey, next. Um that so okay. So so we're okay, so the next question talks about skills. Are you willing to learn new skills? Say you want a promotion, and one of the things you're lacking, right, is she said, I can't have greasy foods or spicy food. Yeah. See, now I can eat both and it won't bother me. Because look, let me tell you, I have a confession. I'm glad you said that, Miss Dixon, real quick. So I know you guys eat Roman noodles, right? Everybody, not everybody, but people eat Roman noodles, right? Well, I have to have hot sauce on my noodles. I will not eat my Roman noodles without ramen noodles, without hot sauce. And sometimes I add extra soy sauce in there. And y'all, let me tell you another thing that I learned how to do, or I can taste sometimes. And this might sound kind of weird. Just tell me if it's weird, okay? I can put, I crave spicy every now and then. Uh huh, yeah. Another thing I add to my noodles, don't laugh at me, is salad dressing. Matter of fact, ranch. Ranch or blue cheese. I will eat on my noodles. Yeah, that's a food habit. Every now and then I will do that. I will add that into my ramen noodles, my Roman noodles, my ramen noodles. Okay, I will definitely do that in a heartbeat and add my hot sauce in there. Let me tell you how I got so addicted to hot sauce. Okay, um, in the military, I don't know if you guys know, we used to eat meals ready to eat. They're called MREs. Well, every MRE you got had a hot sauce bottle in it. The little, me and my husband was talking about it earlier, the little tobacco sauce. So it's like you put, they teach you to put hot sauce on everything. So I just put hot sauce on. I'll put hot sauce on my eggs, right? Now I eat my eggs, scrambled eggs with ketchup. Anybody else had a habit? See, I know I'm a little weird. I know I'm a little weird. That's all right. Look, I embrace my weirdness, okay? I will put ketchup on my eggs. Yeah, not my sunny side up, but my scrambled eggs. I will definitely do that. And I will put hot sauce on it too. Do I have ulcers? No. Do I have high blood pressure? No. Mm-mm. Nope. Um, there would be times when my doctor would say to me, "Are you?" I'm just so. Are you here? Because it's like your blood pressure is so low. So I don't have the high blood pressure that normally African American women and men have. I don't have that issue. So if I'm hurting, because they say your blood pressure go up when you're in pain, that doesn't necessarily work for me. I can literally not show you because I'm not going to pull up my medical records and show you, but majority of the time, my blood pressure is never up. So that kind of gives me a leeway to eat what I want, right? But don't think now my cholesterol might get out of hand every now and then, but that's it. And I don't know why I don't have high blood pressure. I know I have family members that have it. My husband has chronic high blood pressure. Um, but I don't. I think me and my sister was like that. My other sister that passed away. I think we both were like that. Um, so I kind of can eat what I want, but I still can't eat what I want. because still either way it goes, as I get older, that whole thing can change where I can start having to really watch my blood pressure, right? But I haven't had that. It hasn't been a big thing for me. Um, so our next question is, okay, we're talking about new skills. Back to, I kind of, oh, that's right, because Miss Dixon distracted me. That's what it was. So let's talk about new skills. What are new skills you want to take on for 2026? If you have a job that you like and you need to do some advancement and you want to do some advancement, what type of skills do you think you need in that job that you lack? Say, just do any description of a job that you want, right? And you already know, I'm not talking about going to college and getting a 4-year degree. I'm talking about something that wouldn't take you long to get, and you can add it on. So when that job comes open, um, you can definitely have that skill. So if it's any job that you saying you want, right, or that you're interested in, and it's promotable, and you're getting promoted in that job, find out everything in that job that you have not already done, because all the stuff that you've already done, that keeps you in the qualifications, right? That keeps you in the way of being able to be qualified for that position. Let's talk about the things that you don't have over here. So say for instance, say you don't have any project management skills, right? In this certain job, you have everything else, but the only thing you've never done was manage a project, right? So what do? Especially if you have a job, if you're at a job that do certain trainings, right? Take up those trainings, go to those trainings, ask your supervisor, your manager, whoever, and see if you can get into some of those trainings. Okay, get those certs up under your belt. Okay, and then if you want to do it on your time, find some places that set sail that teaches project management and only project management. Because if you don't need all those extra, don't it's all right to get them, but the thing is you can get them after you get the position. You can go back and get them, but the ones that matter, and if that's one of the important skills you have to have, project management skills, then go for that. Go find those, find somewhere where they're doing that kind of certifications or training, and pick that up and add that. Okay. So in 2026, if you have a job, you already know the job is coming down the pipe and you want to go for it. If that's one of the skills you don't possess right now, go for it. Go for it. Get it. Because, see, like I said, we're trying to get you back together, right? And if you want a promotion, then that's what you need to do. Go and get that skill. Okay. Y'all know now AI is a big thing right now. You guys know, being able to write certain prompts. Okay, say that your job, that you guys use AI, and some of the things you need to know how to do is create prompts that create the project that you need or whatever you need, whatever task that you're on, right? And they have those kind of classes or they have those type of trainings. Get it. Get it. And not only just get it for the promotion, get it because it's something you can use probably when you're not at work. Maybe when you're doing your little side hustle. Pick up any skill that you think you would need. Okay? Any skill that you think you need, pick up that. I told you guys, okay, so when we talk about the Small Business Administration page, right? Website, I said page, but the website. They have all kinds of certifications on there for small businesses. They have all kinds of different classes and training that you can take. If, especially if you work in a job that's pertaining to business, right? And certain things that you're going to need. I would go take those classes over there just to have all that up under your belt, because you're going to use them somewhere. There's a lot of things that people don't know, right? And you might be that consultant. You might be in that kind of position where you're consulting people. So brush up on all your skills. This is the time to brush up on all your skills, because we can become very complacent and we can go, oh, I already know all this. I already know all this. But things are changing all the time, babies. Things are changing all the time. And if you want to be competitive, because since we're in this competitive world and we're doing these competitive jobs, stay up with it. I know somebody, a friend of mine, who tell me about someone that's been in a position all her life. She didn't try to get promoted upward or nothing, right? And she stayed on the same surface. Everybody around her is grown. Everybody done moved on. Everybody got promoted. And even with people encouraging her to move forward and do something, she never did it. So she'll retire at that same grade level, right? And whatever that grade level is what she's going to retire. That's what she's going to be living off of if she doesn't do anything else, right? Do you see how important it is that we do that, that we actually start honing in and getting new skills? I say grab a skill every year, a new skill every year. Grab a new skill every year if you have to, or every 6 months. It depends on how busy you are and what type of job you have. Grab a skill, because that would be something you can use on, maybe if it's not at the job, you can use it on something else. So definitely grab a skill while you can. And believe it or not, there are places, there's websites that offer free classes. You just got to find them. Let me tell you what my dogs do every time they go outside. Every time they go outside, they have to come back here to let me know they're back. I hear them pitter-patting down the hall. That's why I said that. See how my brain is? I know you guys are back. Um, so, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe every 6 months, if you can get one in, get it in. Don't make excuses, okay? Do not make excuses on why you can't take an extra class. I don't want to. I don't want to hear it, because there are excuses. Is my elbow rusty? Oh, I thought my elbows were rusty. Look, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Okay? I'm going to put that out there. I know you can take on an extra class or training. I know you can. You know why I know you can? Because when I was at the VA working full time, I took extra trainings, right? And I also helped facilitate trainings. So I know you can do it. Okay? I know you can do it. So don't give me no excuse that your job is so hard, I can't do this again. But then you complain about where you at and you wonder why you're not moving nowhere, because you know what? Let me tell you what your boss does. Let me tell you what a boss does and a supervisor does. I don't know if it's the same because it's been a minute, but they watch you. You got to remember, they get all the schedule of any extra training that's going on. And they watch how many employees come to them and request to take training. Can I say that again so you get what I'm saying? They watch how many of their employees come to them and request extra training. And they keep that in their minds when it's time for a promotion. Okay? I'm not just saying this, I'm telling you from what I know. They watch who goes and want extra training. And if you're not trying to elevate yourself, they're watching that. because a leader is supposed to be creating other leaders. And if the resources out there for them to train those leaders, or those will be leaders, don't take advantage of that training, then why are you trying to be a leader? Leaders make leaders. Leaders don't stay in the same position forever and don't try to bring somebody up with them. A leader creates leaders. So if the resources are there for you to learn a new skill, go after that skill. No matter what, go after that skill. If you want to be promoted, do the work, because you're most of the time people are already doing the work. They might just need a little push. They might need a little extra. Like I said, if you can do everything else and you don't have project management on there, go figure out where you can get. In some jobs, I don't know if it's the same, because things have changed a lot, but some companies pay for that training for you. They will send you to the training. I know they will. The VA did it. They will send you to certain trainings that you need, that you need, or any that you volunteer for that is going to help you to put that up under your belt that you've already done. So when another department comes has an opening, you have that training and it's there. You have the certification for it. So this year, concentrate on getting more training in the position that you're in, extra training. Okay? All right. Oh, okay. We're almost at 9 o'clock. Okay. Let's see here. Um, how do I define success in my life? How do you define success in your life? Again, keep in mind, we're working on getting better at what we're doing. We're getting it together, right? So we're making leaps and bounds on things that we want to do. We're planning this out, right? To make sure all the things that we want, we've already done it. We've got ourselves prepared to move forward. So we know in 2026, everything is going to make sense, right? We're going to make sure everything makes sense to us. We're not going to deal with a lot of unnecessary crap. Okay, I'm going to put it to you like that. We're not going to deal with a whole bunch of unnecessary crap. We're not doing it. Okay, so how do I define success? How do I see success? Okay, success can mean to you guys, I don't know. Success could be money. I don't see money being a success for me. That's just me personally. I think money is part of success, but I don't think it's all success. I think being healthy, being in my right mind, because Alzheimer's and dementia is hitting us at an earlier age, right? Being healthy, mentally, emotionally healthy. Um, that's how I define success for me. It's not always about fine cars, trips, hair like this, right? Jewelry, it's not about the materialistic things all the time. Okay. Um, and sometimes we equate success with those things, but that could be a temporary success because we could lose all that in the blink of an eye. You can lose your health, but you have more control over your health than you do over materialistic things that you put in your life, right? Think about it. You can control your health a little bit better. You saw Miss Dixon says she loves salads. That's her food habit, salads, right? So being healthy is more important to her, right? Yeah, being healthy would be more important to her in some instances. Don't necessarily say that's what she's saying when she says she loves salads, but that could be an example of one. So that's something she's not even worried about because she's already gotten that taken care of. So um, everything else comes afterwards. But everything can be taken. We were talking earlier, and we're all, no, that was yesterday. Me and my girlfriend was talking, and she said we're all one paycheck from being homeless. And I know that's sad to say that, but it is. We all are one paycheck away from being homeless. Because the stories of some homeless people, if you really listen to them, you could hear they had it all. And it only took one or two things and they became homeless. That's why I don't make a big deal about um, having nice things because they could be taken away from you. You could be that homeless person. Their whole life changed in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks, in a matter of months, in a matter of years. All that they had, they invested in, they hustled, they grind, they did everything they thought they were supposed to do and then lost it all. And sometimes they didn't do it on purpose. Sometimes things happen and they had no other choice. So that's why, for me, success is being healthy, mentally, emotionally, which that don't always be me, and physically. Okay, because that's where the happiness comes in, and I think happiness and success goes together. So everybody has their own version of what success is. Everybody does, right? But mine is me, being here, right? Being part of what my present moment, being part of what I want to see in the future. That's important to me. That's success. And still having the clear and right mind. Because I think, not for everybody, but being in your right mind is is a thing that a lot of people don't have. Okay? So that would be one of my biggest things was being able to think and think clearly. Those are the things that make me, because I'm a thinker. Maybe that's probably because I overanalyze everything. But that's how I look at success. I don't get caught up in, not to say that I wouldn't mind having those things, but it's not like a major. It's not my definition of what I think success is. Okay, that's just me. And if you do, that's fine. There's no big deal about it. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying for me. So you make a determination of what you think success is. Okay. Um, let's do one more, and then then I have to get our journal prompts. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Um, how do I recharge after a long day? Good question. Because I think I had this conversation with my girlfriend. I told you, me and my girlfriend talk about everything and anything. We don't have no limits on what we talk about. Um, and we were just talking about how we can do that. We talk, I mean, there's not too much we do not talk about as conversations. We don't sit up and we don't do a lot of gossiping about people. We talk about ourselves, and we talk about we question each other. We talk about what's going on in the news. We talk about those kind of conversations. Um, so we were talking about well, how did we get up on alcohol? I forgot when we talked about alcohol. And I told her that I had decided late in my years that I do not think we should use alcohol as a celebratory thing. Okay, that's just me. Okay, this is me. So she was saying, every now and then, she takes a swig, and that's fine. And I always tell her, look, if that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do. I said what I realized when I thought about alcohol, and I seen what alcohol does to us as people, as individuals. I had a stepfather that was an alcoholic. I saw what it did to him. Um, I don't even social drink. I don't even do that anymore. It's like I don't have a desire to do that anymore. You know how we relax and, like you said, we come home and relax, and some people have to drink wine or, put a little drink. I don't have a desire to do that at all. That's just me. And I think alcohol has done so much damage to us as a people. Okay, it is not the worst thing that has been done to us as a people, but it has played a big part in domestic violence. Um, our young people going to jail, our young people getting killed. It has played a big part. Not only alcohol, but drugs too. Okay, has played a big part in how we interact with each other, how we live our lives. And some people, when they get off work, we always saw when, back in the day, dad would come home from work and mom would put the TV tray in front of them. Not mine, but I'm just saying this is just what I saw. And you get him a beer, right? And he drinks beer. Well, beer is not going to do anything to you as you get older. But I just want you to look at the long term damage beer does. Look at the long term damage alcohol does on us. A lot of our men die of liver cancer because they've drank occasionally or whenever they wanted to. When they had a problem, drinking was the answer. Think about that, right? And they die of liver cancer, right? Cirrhosis of the liver if you're an alcoholic. Okay, and I'm not just saying just men. I'm not talking about just the men. I'm talking about women too. My mom had a friend who literally drank every day, and she was a woman, a mother. Every day she drank. Every. So what I'm saying is, um, that might be a way some people unwind in the evening time. I don't want anything to cloud my vision. I want to, well, that makes you calm down, and I don't do that. That's just me. To each his own. I don't go out and drink. I don't go to clubs to drink. When me and my husband go out, we don't. All, I don't touch any type of liquor or anything like that. And he can't drink, so he cannot drink at all. He can't, with his illness. He cannot drink. So I mean, I don't have the desire to do it anymore. Just let me say it like that, because this is just like okay, oh my God, I've never drank in my life. No, that is a total lie. I'm sitting here lying to you if you think I'm. Look, yeah, please. I I used to do a swig or two. I used to go to the clubs and drink. I used to sit at home and drink. I don't have a desire to do that, and I just don't anymore. It's just not something um, I like doing. And then my sister, and I'm confessing to you guys, my sister drank. My sister that passed away, she drank. So I don't have a desire for that. I want to be able to have all my senses working when things are going on in my life. To each his own. I don't need to relax like that. I relax with maybe a good book, maybe a good video, and writing or making my journal. That's how I relax. I'm good with that. But I don't have to worry too much about a long day at work because I don't actually work right now at nobody's job, right? So that, and this is me. Okay, let me say me. I'm talking about me, not anything, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel guilty about anything you do. If you smoke, drink, whatever you do, that's you. I'm saying it doesn't work for me. I can't do that and do the things that I do, and I can't do that if I'm trying to show you a better way of doing things, right? I can't. I can't do that. You know, it won't work for me. So I don't do that. Now, you might see a video too of me playing around, but literally, no. I just don't. Remember, I said earlier that there's certain tastes I don't have anymore. Well, that's one of the tastes I don't have anymore. And it wasn't like I had a major taste for anything, like I had to drink every day. It's just to. I don't have that to do. But I know some people, and they push that whole narrative. If you watch a lot of movies and TV, what do the men and the women do when they come home from work or when they had a long day? They have a bar in their office, right? They have a bar in the office at work, and then they have a bar at home. And every time you see them, they're drinking something. It used to be cigarettes, but they took cigarettes off TV where you can't watch people smoke as much. If you notice that, remember back in the day, there was always somebody smoking a cigarette in the movies, right? Or drinking. You notice they took the cigarettes off. Look at how, when we were all shut down and they were barring everything, two things that did not get barred: alcohol and tobacco. Did they ever have a shortage of alcohol and tobacco? Because you know why? Because what they do, those two things do for us, they help us to forget. But we call it relaxer. During COVID, two things that did not get touched was alcohol and tobacco. Because people are more docile, or they're more mean, or they all these different mood swings and attitudes we take on when we have those type of things in our bodies. Just notice how we change. Some people say, "Oh, I can't handle my liquor." Remember I said 2 or 3 shows back, when you go out with your friend and that friend always gets you in a fight after they get drunk and you get jumped and you're fighting everybody and all that? That's alcohol. Do y'all know that's alcohol that's getting your behind beat, or you beating up somebody? Do you ever notice that, y'all? And they never ran out. There was no shortage on cigarettes. There was no shortage. It might have been a shortage on meat, on chicken wings, hamburger meat, but it was never a shortage on alcohol and cigarettes. Because you know why? Because those things change how you think. That's why. Keep that in mind. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I don't need to unwind in that way because, like I said, I don't have to worry about a hard days like some of you guys might have to go through some things on jobs that that you're at. And like I said, if that's what you like to do, I'm not sitting up here, "Oh my God, I pray to God that I'm not this way." No, I'm just saying it doesn't work for me. And it didn't work for me when I worked. I never had a desire to sit down and drink after I got off work. No, because my mind is still working. So I'm not putting nothing in there that's going to cloud what I want to do. Because my day never just stopped at my job. When I got home, I had still had stuff to do. So I needed to have my head clear. So drinking is not nothing I wanted to do. Drinking does a lot of things to different people. Some people can drink and it don't even bother them. Don't even faze them. I'm not that person. It phases me. So That might not be what you do. You might like to listen to a new, one of your old songs, right? Your favorite song. This is what recharges you after the end of the day. What keeps you motivated? What makes you do things? I'm using alcohol because that's what a lot of us do. I just used alcohol, but it could be anything. You could play your favorite song, right? I mean, it's anything that you can do that makes makes the day go better. Let me see. Yeah, after a long day. That's the question. How do you recharge after a long day? Because your day doesn't actually stop once you get to home. Literally, you still have some more things to do before you get into bed. You got a whole bunch of tasks to do. So what do you do to keep going? Right? That's the question. What keeps you going once your day is over with? Some people again drink. Some people again smoke a little bit, right? I'm just saying. Some people go for a run, right? Some people in the afternoon, since they can't do it in the morning because they got to be work at a certain time, they'll go for a run in the afternoon. Get recharged, go take a hot shower, and then, hey, let me go tackle this over here, tackle this. If you got a side hustle, I'm always talking about the side hustle. Then you can go ahead and work the side hustle after you come back from your run and get everything situated. If you got a family, get everybody, okay, y'all, look, I got to go to my run. I got to go for my run. When I be back, we're going to get everything. We're going to get homework done, bath done, the whole 9 yards. We're going to go through this whole thing. And then you have your good schedule set up. And that's what makes your day. Before you know it, it's time to take your bath and relax and get into bed. You know, because this routine doesn't stop. Our jobs never stop after the job. After the one we literally get paid for, it doesn't stop. You still have other things you have to do, right? So that's something to think about. Okay. Um, Dog, it's getting late. Okay, one more. I said I was okay. This one is, when do I wake up in the? What time do you actually get up in the morning? Some of y'all schedules are different. Um, I'm gonna confess. I sometimes don't get up till 11 o'clock. That's my confession. Yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, that's on average between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. Now, get up because it says wake up, so there's a difference. So I wake up, but actually get up and actually start moving around probably between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. Even though some people who know me can see me on Facebook, that's only because I have my phone next to me sometimes. And I'll be seeing things I want to share. If I don't share it now, I'll forget it. So I'll share it right then and there. And some people tell me they have to turn off their phones because I be pinging them at 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't mean to, but that's the time I'll be up. So maybe that's why I get up so late. But no, if you have a 9 to 5 or whatever time you get off of every day and you have to be at work early, I'm quite sure some of you guys, I used to get up at 5. I had a job where I worked 5 to 5. So I had to be up before 5 o'clock to get to work. And I didn't get off till after 5. I mean, 5 in the evening. Sometime a little bit later than that because it depends on when I got relieved. Okay, so I've had those 12-hour shifts. I know what that is to work that. Where you working, I work 5 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, right? So those times can be changed. So I had to learn how to get up early. I guess because now I don't have to do that no more. I don't be rushing to get up. Now my husband gets up early, and that comes with getting up early, being retired, getting up early like that. It's a habit, so he does it all the time. So we're gonna stop right there. And I'm loving it. That was good. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We will be back for that. Okay, definitely, definitely, definitely. But I want to get you guys some journal prompts that we can work with. Let's see here, real quick. Let's go here. Let's see. Hmm. I'm trying to see which ones I want to use. Ooh. Okay, we talked about last time we talked about gratitude, right? So this time I want to talk about, let's see what this one is going to be about. Be about. Give me a second here. Okay, we did that today. We definitely did those already. Some of those already. That's what I have for having all these journal prompts all over the place, and I have a whole bunch of them. But I want to get one particularly for this. We just got through talking about. Mm, mm, mm. You're like, why didn't you already have them? Because I didn't. So let's talk. Okay, because I didn't have them already. So okay, we're gonna do. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is almost like what we just talked about, but that's good. That's good. So let us do these five. I have to move my mic out the way. Okay, so the first one is what patterns in my life bring me joy? Almost similar to what we talked about today. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Number two, how do I know when I'm truly aligned with myself? Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. How do I know that I am truly aligned with myself? Mm. What are the signs? Okay. Number three, what choices help me live in harmony daily? What choices? Mm, I like that one too. Okay. Number four is what signals show me I need more rest? Woo-hoo. Show me I need more rest. Ooh, that's a good one. These are real good ones. Look, grumpiness, grouchy, biting people heads off, cussing people out when you don't really mean to. I just need some rest. Just let me get some sleep. And the last one is how can I honor my boundaries with love? How can honor my boundaries with love? Okay, so those are our five, and this one comes from, this is going to be um, journal prompts that help you increase your self awareness and inner growth. Okay, since we're talking about getting our stuff together, I think those will go very well with that. I knew I was going to find some that will work perfectly with that. Okay, so those are going to be our journal prompts for this week. Then we'll be back Wednesday. Yeah, so the next show we'll do is going to be Wednesday. And again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us here on Talk Shop Live with Coach Celeta on our social Saturday. Now, um, we'll be back Wednesday. Um, I said 7:15, so I might just do 7:30 on Wednesdays too. It's so wonderful when you can change your schedule whenever you want to. But I hope this helped you guys. I hope us going through these really helped you, get you something to think about, get that mind moving, seeing what you can do to better yourself, because this is all this is about. We're trying to get you to better yourself. Again, go to our website. You can't clip my wings. You see stuff on here you can purchase over here. On this site, you can also go to You Can't Clip My Wings and go into our shop ritual, and there's things in there. We have our journals in there, digital download journals. As a matter of fact, we got a sale going on for December right now. You can check those out. You can download those and you can play around with those. You can also take advantage of our ebooks. Two of them I just wrote. They're on sale right now. Check those out. Matter of fact, they were one of the things that I gave away at our last webinar, right? So I'm telling you, there's benefits for being hanging out with me. I might talk your ears off, but there's benefits for hanging out with me. Okay, my job, my life purpose is to make you a better person. Okay, I'm just saying. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. It is already 9:15. Golly, I've been on 2 hours. Almost two, yeah, a little bit over. No, almost 2 hours. Because I came on at 7:30, 9:30, make it exactly 7:30. I mean 2 hours. Okay. So that's good. I don't feel so bad because I don't want y'all to think I'm just on and on and on. But so we'll see you then. And when we come back, we're gonna dig more into those questions. We got more questions for you guys to answer. All right? Because we're working on what? What are we working on? Getting it what? Together. Right? Okay. For 2026. And what did I say for 2026? 2026, what has to make sense? I'm going to say that again. 2026 has to make sense. All right. So, bye, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Dixon, for participating. Thank you, each and every one of you guys who are watching me on all our other platforms. Bye bye.